One day I'm gonna be everything I wanna be. I don't let it get the most of me. One day I'm gonna be free. I wanna be everything I'm gonna be. My future right in front of me. One day I'm gonna be free. I wanna be free. So let me be free. From the depths of darkness, a voice emerges. A host with a fire burning in his soul. With a heart, steel, and a spirit unbroken. He rides on two wheels, ready to claim his throne. Amidst the chaos and the thunderous roar, insane wheels rise as a force to be reckoned with. Fueled by the power that only metal can bestow, he takes his stand, refusing to submit. Insane wheels hear his battle cry. Metal and mayhem will never die. Rituals report he paves his way. A legend in the making, day by day.
Just another beautiful day in the neighborhood. Good morning, Vietnam. Hey, hopefully everyone's doing fantastic this beautiful Friday morning, man. Yes, sir. I had to double check that it was Friday. No joke. I was like, oh, shit. Is it Friday? But yes, it is Friday, man. Good to see everyone. Hopefully everyone's doing fantastic and swell. Listen, we've got a lot to discuss. I'm getting this prepared on my side here. We actually have a few things that were obviously in the mainstream media, that what we do every single day type thing. But there's also a shooting that happened, unfortunately, in or robbery, not a shooting. I don't know if there was actual shots let off yet. I didn't get to read it all the way through. But in Virginia, there was an ordeal, whether it was a robbing a couple blocks close to a university called Radford University. And so we're going to go ahead and talk about that, the lockdown that happened over there. As well as, of course, you guys know FSU, which is Florida State University. They had a shooting, unfortunately, and so we're going to be giving you guys those updates and breaking news, as well as Trump participates in swear-in ceremony, and, of course, Vance is now in Italy. So we've got all the main stories for you guys. Before we get into the craziness of the news cycle, man, make sure you guys hit that like button. It's the #1 metric of all of YouTube. Helps out the show immensely, and it's free to do so. Hit that subscribe button if you guys are brand new here, because it's also free. Please consider becoming a member, starting only at $2.99 a month. We're making sure we're not going to be breaking no banks out here. But listen, if that will break your bank, just don't do it. But this is exactly how we get to speak the way that we do, because your guys' patronage, your guys' support. We don't have to cater to any views for any type of money. Little side note, follow my Instagram right here at BallValveTV. Hey, listen, this is probably the best way to get a hold of me, like person to person type of thing, like individually. But if you guys also haven't checked out, we have a Discord for all of you guys in the Breakfast Club. Naomi is putting it in the chat periodically, so make sure you guys join up. We've got the majority, I would say a good 95% of you guys in there. I want to make that 100%. All right, last but not least, okay, every super chat, super sticker, gifted membership signups, all of these things are going to be shouted out live onto the show, of course. But if you guys would like to skip that brutal YouTube 30% cut and have 100% of your patronage come over to me, we have these platforms scrolling for the remainder of the show. And of course, I'll shout you and your message out over there on those platforms. Good to see everyone. We got Brother Beezer up in here. We got Glare. We got Red. We got Naomi. Thank you guys so much for coming in and hanging out. We got Brother Shadow. We got Mount High up in the building. That's right. That's right. My man right there. We got Steve Easy saying, just got my 37th COVID booster, so I'm feeling safe, but still have to have the mask on. Yeah, that's true. That's what I've always been told. You know, if you ever got sucked into that kind of ideology that you have to wear a mask like the rest of your life or whatever, but just not into it, man. We got Brother SNS up in here. Good morning to you, saying, I heard the shooter was the sheriff's son. damn. I don't know the answer to that. If I did, I would confirm or deny. Unfortunately, I do not know yet. We're going to find out together, though. The only show that can make can take me away from midget clown prawn. Yes. Yes, I like that. I like that we can get you out of your degeneracy. You know, that's what we do over here. That's great. Remember, Sunday is a dual holiday for stoner Christians. Yes, that is true. I love these dual holiday seasons. Another reason to take guns away from the government, only allow the citizens to have them. Yeah, no kidding. We got Salty Chill over there on the Twitch side of the equation. Make sure you guys, if you guys are on Twitch, make sure you guys come over and hang out with us on the YouTube side at Insane Wheels, or you can just type in Mike Ball. Always good to see everyone over there on the Twitch side of the equation, man. Let's see who we got here. We got Brother Carney. Good morning to you, kind sir. Good Friday morning. That's right. I like that. And the Breakfast Club. Yes. Yes, sir. About to get into it. Yeah, reports. They are, hold on. I don't know why it's lagging. Just give it a second. There we go. Yeah, reports are they shot the victims. That's what prompted the lockdown at the school. Damn. Okay. Well, we're going to get into that story as well. We have, and thank you to Papa Penguin for bringing that to my attention. That's what's awesome about what we do here is if I don't see something or whatever the case is, a lot of the times that you guys are going to see something and say, hey, there's a reason why they're hiding this. You may want to consider it. We're all about transparent news here, man. So that's why I'm like, well, if they're not reporting it in the mainstream news cycle, well, then we'll just find it and report it ourselves. We break balls, not banks around here. Yeah, it's true. Steve, with all those boosters and masks, make sure you wear a condom when rubbing it out. Shit. I like that. We got Ryan B saying, sup. What's up, Ryan B? Hopefully you're doing good. We got Ratham Off-Road. Yes. Good. Oh, Rathburn. I'm sorry. My bad. What's going on, kind sir? Hopefully you're doing good. We are just saying good morning to everyone. Real quick, before we get into the nonsense, got to show love and respect to my people. We got Tiffany Lance as well. Hopefully Lee is doing fantastic this morning too. We got Hardwire 1%er. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good to see you. Paperwork for the guy that got sent to the CCOT in El Salvador dropped. Posted it in the Discord. Oh, shit. I'm going to have to definitely check that out. I'm going to have to definitely check that out. Yes, we got Anson in here as chairman of the board saying, I heart COVID boosters. Yes, we know that about you. We know that about you. Unapologetic American, good morning to you as well. All right, we're almost there. We got Frederick Frame. Good morning to you, kind sir. Apologies for my behindness here. Man, you know, there's a guy I play that's super liberal trying to learn more things to win the arguments. Yes, sir. Hey, well, stick around here. We definitely are all about exactly that, man. So let's just say that no matter what is happening, I'm going to call out both sides of the equation. That's the way that transparent news works, at least here with Insane Wheels. But I definitely will set you up for the best arguments. For the opposition, little known stat, 40% of university/college shootings are done by 6% of the U.S. population. Asians. Wow. No kidding. Did not know that. That's an interesting stat. Y'all have a great day. Are you safe out there? Get ready to head down the road. Yeah, the road on the bike. That's right. Hey, ride safe out there, man. Good to see you. All right, let's go ahead and get into the craziness of this morning. We're going to go ahead and start off with the FSU shooting only because it happened chronologically in this order. This happened yesterday, and then the whole Virginia Radford's, university or whatever the case is, that ordeal happened right after. So we're going to try to do this in a chronological order. Let's go ahead and get into the craziness here.
6:10 here on the East Coast, and welcome back to Live Now from Fox. We continue to follow this breaking news headline, which takes us out to the Sunshine State. The suspect has been identified. He's a 20.
No, you definitely do it for the texture upside down, Anson. I know that you like to have the Snickers bar upside down so the veiny side touches your tongue, It is a texture thing for you. Anyways, enough of the jokes. So the serious headline here is FSU shooting latest, 2 killed, 6 hurt. This is terrible.
20-year-old student at the school. Investigators saying the gunman is the son of a Leon County Sheriff's deputy and used her gun in this tragic shooting. We want to get out to Fox 35 Orlando's Marie Ettinger. She's keeping track of the latest details of the story. She joins us live from Tallahassee. Marie, good morning. Just tragic news. We continue to learn more details this Friday.
Yeah, exactly, Beezer. Yeah, no fucking kidding. Yeah, that's exactly why I'm trying to advocate for when I run for, the House of Representatives. The one thing I really, really want to make happen here locally is, meaning the state, is I definitely want to make sure that every, not only private school, because private school is a little different, it's a little easier to get around with them and dealing with them, but it's the public school system that is really hard trying to get armed security for every single school. Again, we secure everything with guns that we care about: money, gold, our own politicians, people of status. We secure with guns. But when it comes to our kids, fuck them. We don't need to secure them, right? Fucking idiots.
Oh shit!
All right. We got brother KP up in here. Good morning to you, kind sir. Always good to see you. I hate my old lady teaching it's more dangerous than gangbanging. Yeah, well, yeah, no kidding.
Good morning, Gina. Yeah, there were 2 people killed in this shooting. Neither of them were students, but we also know there were 6 others injured. We're still working to learn more.
Even though these are college campuses, not, I was talking about public schools, like K through 12 type thing.
Who those people were. And that list does not include the shooter, the alleged gunman, who was also injured in all of this. He was shot by police as they were trying to take him in, trying to stop this tragedy. This is something that is going to be rocking this community for quite some time. We were able to take a peek inside the
Yo, brother Frank, good morning to you. Always good to see you on a Friday morning.
Union last night. That's where the shooting happened, and you can see just how quickly people headed out of here. They left all of their belongings behind, so we could still see laptops and
SNS. I know that you used to be able to show up to schools and stuff like that. You could be, 17 years old in your truck or whatever. You go to school, you have your rifle or shotgun in the back. But leave it in the truck when you go and park and go to school, kind of thing. I remember. Oh, well, I don't remember. I've been told about those time frames. Obviously, I didn't live through that time.
iPads open and on tables as though people left while they were still in use. We saw water bottles and backpacks and handbags. And then outside, there were several cases where people had left in such a rush that they lost their shoes. So we saw a sneaker. We saw several flats outside this morning. And that is something that is just one of those things that kind of shakes you. We were also able to talk with
Ride with Purpose up in here saying new sub, liking what I'm saying. Yes, sir. I love to see that, by the way. That is a big compliment. Always appreciate that. Hopefully you're doing fantastic this Friday morning, as well as Mark. Good to see you as well, man. Appreciate all of you guys hanging out with us this beautiful morning. Yes, so my apologies. We just got to say hi to our people, man. We got to make sure we take care of our people.
Some students who were here as the shooting was happening, they were inside the student union. Some of them said they ran away. Some said they barricaded themselves inside. Here's what they told us.
Well, not only that, either you would nowadays, if you left a firearm in your truck, you would come back to smashed windows and missing weapon. Yes, that, or you would return back to your truck and there would be a whole line of cops waiting to arrest you because it's supposed to be a gun-free zone. You know what I mean?
Oh shit!
Can't even have it in the fucking parking lot. Crazy.
Probably more ambulances than I've ever seen in my life. It was like a war zone around here.
Personally, it's shock. I don't think the magnitude of it has set in yet.
That's right. Hit the like button. You guys don't have to like what's happening right here, obviously, but you guys can like the like button for me and my takes. You know what I mean?
We heard stories from students who said that they just heard.
Yeah, isn't it kind of crazy? Read with Purpose. Well, anything that we give a shit about as human beings, I don't care if it's in the UK, in the United Kingdom, where no one's allowed to have guns except the government, right? And they protect everything they care about, just like we do here with guns, all around the world. But yet with our kids, we just, they're fine. Fuck it. Just, I guess we don't value our children like we do money or gold or people of status. I guess they're not good enough for that.
Heard a few gunshots and started running. Other students said they saw people running and didn't know why, but they joined in. And then when everything processed for them, they started trying to lock themselves in rooms or barricade themselves inside. People talked about being there until the police finally came to escort them out and try to get them to a building they considered safer. All of this is still processing for students here. Campus is not going to be open today, or at least classes are not going on and all athletic events are canceled. There is going to be
fuck that rule. That's, to me, that's some unconstitutional, made up bureaucracy bullshit anyways. Fuck it. You know what I mean?
a memorial service, though. That's at
Dude, what non-elected bureaucrat made fucking that kind of shit happen? You know what I mean?
5 this evening. In the meantime, there are memorials already growing outside the student union just behind me. There's a bunch of flowers that people have placed down to try to honor those who were killed and injured in this shooting. There's also memorials elsewhere on campus where candles have been lit.
But Papa Penguin, isn't wrestling and boxing and jiu-jitsu, judo, all of these things, aren't those just too violent of sports for our high school kids to deal with? No, they don't learn any type of discipline with that kind of activity. No, it's too violent. It's too violent. We got Joseph up there in Canada saying good morning, Mr. Ball, Lucy, Breakfast Crew, BNC, and can't forget the haters. Stop the cat.
Stop the cat.
That's right, kind sir. Good to see you, as well as Moto Gato. Kind sir, good to see you.
This is continuing throughout the day as people are trying to process what's happened here. Janae?
Yeah, this shit sucks.
Yeah, I feel like many people still share that sentiment this morning, still trying to process just these graphic and tragic details. And again, if people are just now tuning in, Marie, the suspect has been identified as Phoenix Eichner, a 20-year-old student at the school. We will continue to keep you updated right here on Live Now from Fox. Marie, thank you so much for the latest developments. Stellar reporting. You have a great rest of your day.
Thank you, likewise.
Thank you.
Hey, we got 13 up in here saying that's a very astute observation, Mr. Mike. Our kids deserve better protection. Good morning, by the way. Yes, I do agree with that sentiment, kind sir. Good to see you, 13. Always a pleasure, man.
And as we continue to further dissect and understand this story, as we are in Tallahassee, Fox 35 Orlando's Marie Ettinger joining us live from Tallahassee. I want to give you a live look there here at 6:14 on the East Coast as we get more information, even press conference.
Yo, Cowboy, when I see the good, I always think of Good Morning Vietnam. You know what I mean?
Oh, shit.
Cowboy up in here. Good morning to you.
You will be the first to know. I do want to share with you the very latest from Florida State University on their X page, formerly known as Twitter. They tweeted this out: reclaim your personal belongings from campus on this Friday. The campus community will be able to retrieve personal belongings from select campus buildings between 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. this Friday, April 18th. And again, this is Eastern Standard Time. Be prepared to produce a photo ID to claim your belongings, understandably so that they can make sure and confirm the person picking up the belongings is the person that left them. You can imagine how many things were scattered across the university, as Marie put it, water bottles, backpacks, purses, even some cell phones left behind, people hearing the chaos and just dropping everything and running. So if you are a student there or a family member of a student, a friend of someone who goes there and they have been explaining to you that they left some things, make sure you share this with them. 6:15 here on the East Coast. We are going to step away for a quick 2-minute commercial break. More tops.
Fuck you and your commercial break for a second. So that happened, right? So chronologically, this happened yesterday, Thursday. And then there was an ordeal that happened yesterday right after the ordeal over there in freaking Virginia. Radford University on lockdown after reports of active shooter nearby. I guess the guy was about 2 blocks away. But since there was no one that was unalived or anything like that, of course, this is not going to be in the mainstream cycle. As you guys probably see, obviously, on Fox, they're reporting the FSU incident and not this. Authorities are searching for two suspects, a black male with dreadlocks wearing a white and yellow shirt and another black male in a green long-sleeved shirt. A shooting near Radford University on Thursday triggered a secure in-place, I'm trying to bring this in, alert for those on campus as police searched for 2 suspects in the area. The incident occurred on the 1400 block of East Main Street. prompting university officials to warn students and staff to avoid the area. Radford alert, in quote, main campus, urgent, continued to secure in place. City reports, shooting occurred at 1400 block of East Main. Avoid the area, police on scene, Radford University said in an alert. Radford police have reported that the incident occurred in the 1400 block of East Main Street, blah, blah, blah. Authorities are searching for 2 suspects. Okay, we already said that. The suspects haven't been identified yet. It is not clear if anyone was injured or not. And then they go into the ordeal with the 2 that were killed in Florida, at FSU. And this comes in after a shooting occurred at Florida State University on Thursday. At least 2 people were killed and 6 others were wounded. A suspect has been taken into custody. And then they say Florida State University went into lockdown immediately after an active shooter was reported near the student union on its Tallahassee campus. More than 42,000 students attending class at the main campus, man. Emergency alerts were issued across campus with the university urging students, faculty, and staff to shelter in place. Okay, so at least you guys know what the story is here. This is off of, believe it or not, India Today. There was CBS reporting it. There was a whole bunch of other news organizations that were reporting it, but they really only reported a very small amount and didn't have as much information as, believe it or not, the India Times, whatever that was. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go back into the mainstream news cycle, and we're going to kind of go where we left off here. Now, Marco Rubio is, departing France and will be, I believe he is going to, it's not Saudi Arabia. I can't remember what country he's going to next, or if he's coming home. I think he's supposed to be going to another country. We'll find out. Let's go ahead and figure out where he's going. He's speaking ahead of his departure here. So let's go ahead and figure it out with his loud ass plane in the background, of course. Damn it.
Can we move this a little bit at angle? Because that light.
Yeah. All this sucks. Can we not stand right next to the fucking turbine of the plane, please?
Oh shit!
All I'm doing is squinting.
Right here.
I guess that's right. I just don't want to squint at him the whole time. The light is we can reverse.
Yep. The kids sadly do not know how to bring, put the guns down and bring up the fists. It's a lost art in our day now. You got to do a normal fight and the dude pulls out a gun on you. And it's like, well, now what? And it's kind of like one of those situations that we've been kind of taught to come up with, like never bring a knife to a gunfight, type of situation. So these kids, they look at it like, well, you're setting up my homies type shit. Now I've got to get ready to set you up kind of thing. And it's terrible. It's a terrible mentality. You're right, though. It should be legal to sue if you are in a gun-free zone and get shot. I would agree with that. Oh, wow. That's a really good point that you just made right there. A gun-free zone should mean the owner of that space has assumed the responsibility for your protection. This right here, I'm going to use this in different arguments. Absolutely, Papa Penguin. Great fucking argument right there. I love that. And I'll definitely be stealing that from you and giving you a little bit of credit. A little bit of credit. No, I'm just kidding. You definitely came up with that one. These younger kids are savages. They are afraid of the fade, but will smoke a fool. That's true. It's true, dude. It's sad. Where did things go off the rails? We never thought about situations like this. We were more worried about nukes, duck and cover. Yeah, they were teaching you that shit, duck and cover for nuclear warfare back in your time. I never got to have one of those situations, right? We got Todd J up in here. Good morning to you, kind sir. We got Ryan B. Yes, sir. He knows the deal when it comes down to the 420 that and our left-handed tobacco, Yep. Nope. I am behind the game, Frank, this morning. I am way behind, right? What's up, XTOS? Kind sir. Good morning to you as well. I like the tattoos. I just got a Statue of Liberty half sleeve. That's awesome, dude. Yeah, my whole body's pretty much covered. I've even got them in my freaking armpits, But appreciate that very much. Marijuana is the devil, Mama said. Yeah, that's true as well. They do say that. They do say something like that. Black male with dreads, that should be easy enough. Yeah, down there in Florida, probably not, though. Yeah, you do wear a banana hammock, you know? You try to send me pictures and that shit. I was like, dude, why are you sending me this gay shit? Why are you gay? Why are you gay? You are gay. Never glued my Jesus Christ. You guys are crazy over here, man. I'm trying to be all serious. You guys are getting crazy. There are as many people on that campus as there are in my entire county. Damn, dude, that's crazy to think about. I came from LA County, and that's like 20 million plus. And now I live in northern Alabama, moved here 10 months ago or whatever. And our county is definitely nowhere close to any of that now. I don't even know what my county would be. It's probably honestly, probably 20, 30,000, if that. I can't even imagine it being that high. It may even be 10,000. Let's see. I'm trying to catch up with everyone real quick. This guy's a turd. Yes, sir. We got 27 likes, but 37 in the chat. Yo, what is good with that? Come on, chat. I listen, I have a lot more expectations for you guys in the Breakfast Club. I expect you guys to hit that like button, man. It's free. It's free, man. It's the one thing that's one way you can pay me right there. It's just by doing that little thing. It helps out the show. We pissing Naomi off. That's true. Mike, did you see the press conference they did for Carmelo Anthony? They're actually trying to make him out to be the victim, and they rebranded BLM as the Next Generation Action Network. Wow. I did not see that Unapologetic American. I'm going to have to check that out for damn sure. That sounds like some crazy ass shit. We got Angry Casper up in here, by the way. Good morning to you as well. We got a Glenn Lawrence raid up in here, man. That's what's going on. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever the hell you guys are from. Much love, honor, and respect to everybody. Hopefully you guys enjoy your stay here where we report on world news, geopolitics from a political analyst standpoint. Always appreciate you guys coming in and hanging out, man. Catching up. Good thing I'm catching up with you guys, so I could have saw that in time. But yes, thank you very much to Glenn. If you guys are on my side and you guys have not gone over to Glenn Lawrence, go over there and subscribe, man. He's a really good dude, great friend. Appreciate him for showing the love. Yes, sir, Brother Red. We'll see you on the flip side. Let's see here. Austin Metcalf's father went to that press conference, and he was mocked by Carmelo's family and group. Holy shit. The guy who is the face of Carmelo Kid is an absolute turd, like smacking 2-year-olds around. Holy shit. Christopher Collins, good morning, kind sir. Good morning to you. All right, let's go ahead and get back into the craziness, man. And yes, hopefully everyone enjoys their Easter weekend. Very good call out, Bob. Yes, sir. Hit that like button if you guys are enjoying the content, man. You guys don't have to like the craziness that's happening around the world, but you guys can like it for me and my takes. And if you guys are new here, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button because both of those things are free to do so. All right. I want to hear this. So far, you missed the FSU shooting, Florida State University shooting, as well as the Virginia Radford University shut down. They shut down for the day, but they shut down because 2 blocks away there was a shooting that happened, and so both schools ended up getting shut down, both campuses rather. His family bought a $100,000 Escalade, 2 new cars, and renting a $900,000 house, all while claiming financial hardship. Yes, saying that they especially didn't even touch any of the money yet from the GoFundMe or whatever the case is. But the truth is anytime, and I've run GoFundMes before. I've done one when I lost my leg. When I lost my leg, I ran a GoFundMe. And what I did find out, it's very interesting. As soon as someone donates and you've been approved to be donated to, you can withdraw that money instantaneously. Let's say there's $50 in there. Well, I need that $50. I can go in there and say, cash out, and boom, it goes right to your bank account. In order to even set that up, you have to set up a bank account routing and checking number, whatever. You have to do the account number, all that crap, and then it approves you. So you can pull it anytime you want. So that bullshit of we haven't touched the money. I really don't believe that shit.
Emotional damage.
All right, back to this.
Let me know when you're ready. Ready? We'll get. I think it's important to remind everybody that the Ukraine war is a terrible thing, but it's not our war. We didn't start it. The United
He's
States
right.
has been helping Ukraine for over the last 3 years, and we want it to end. But it's not our war. I want everyone to understand that. And the reason why I make that point is the president has spent 87 days at the highest level of his government repeatedly taking efforts to bring this war to an end. We are now reaching a point where we need to decide and determine whether this is even possible or not, which is why we're engaging both sides. As you know, Ambassador Witkoff has had not one, not two, but 3 meetings with Vladimir Putin to determine the Russian perspective on this.
Why do they always got to do these conferences right next to the turbine of the engine of the plane? Like, why can't you just step back a little bit? You could still have the plane in the background, but just step aside. Man, I don't want to have to hear your stupid plane the whole time.
Understand what it would take for them to end it. We, General Kellogg, myself, and others have had repeated engagements with the Ukrainians. So we came here yesterday to sort of begin to talk about more specific outlines of what it might take to end the war, to try to figure out very soon, and I'm talking about a matter of days, not a matter of weeks, whether or not this is a war that can be ended. If it can, we're prepared to do whatever we can to facilitate that and make sure that it happens, that it ends in a durable and just way. If it's not possible, if we're so far apart that this is not going to happen, then I think the president's probably at a point where he's going to say, well, we're done. You know, we'll do what we can on the march.
Okay, let me see how long he's speaking. Oh, my God. He's speaking that long.
Statement saying Iran is as close as it's ever been to nuclear weapons.
We know that.
The president's made clear Iran will not have a nuclear weapon. That is not going to happen. We're hoping.
Man, please. This is one thing we need not to get sucked into is the whole Iran bullshit. Honestly, listen. This is my take. If Israel wants to blow up and totally disintegrate Iran and the entire Middle East, I honestly don't give a shit. Allow them to do it, though. Why do we have to fucking do it? Why do we have to pay for it? Why do we have to do this shit? Here in the United States, I don't give a fuck. I voted Trump in for the best benefit of the United States citizen, okay? I don't give a shit. I don't care about their interest. I care about our interest. And honestly, they're not really a fucking threat like that. They are to an extent, obviously, and they are a threat to Israel, absolutely. But allow Israel to deal with it. Why do we have to be involved? Anyways, I hope that we don't get sucked into a whole Middle Eastern trap like we've done in the past. What are we doing?
That talks continue and that they're fruitful and that they can lead to something. We would all prefer a peaceful resolution and a lasting one. It's, you know, it has to be something that actually not just prevents Iran from having a nuclear weapon now, but in the future as well, not just for 10 years with some sort of sunset provision or the like. So we discussed that, obviously, because the European...
Yeah, I think you're probably going to win, Papa Penguin, now that, we had a little fun little banter bet, and I think you're going to end up winning this one.
And the E3 have a decision to make on snapback, because I believe we should all anticipate, based on the public comments yesterday, that they're about to get a report from the IAEA that says not just is Iran out of compliance, but Iran is dangerously close to a weapon, closer than they've ever been. And then they're going to have to make a decision about whether they
Yo, trigger warning. Good morning to you, by the way. Just got to say hello to my man right
want
there.
to reimpose these sanctions. And, if Iran is out of compliance, they have to reimpose the sanctions. So that's going to be a factor in all this, and that's why it was important we talked to them about it before our talks on Saturday. All right? Thank you, guys. Thank you.
All right. That was enough. See? We got to hear this fucking big-ass engine right here. Why?
So that was the very latest from U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio, bright and early this Friday. Those remarks happening live this Friday morning before we came on the air, but I did want to play them for you as we are following all things U.S. and foreign policy right here on Live Now from Fox. I do want to transition to a live event here at 6:30 on the East Coast. It takes us out to Istanbul, Turkey.
Whoa.
I'm learning from content partners that supporters of over
This looks like a crazy protest or something.
70 students who were detained while protesting the arrest of Istanbul's mayor have gathered this Friday at one of Istanbul's main courthouses for a hearing of the students. So you're getting a live look there. I can't pot up the audio to see if we can hear anything, just so you can feel like you're there.
Why the terrible audio? You DEI fucking hires, you audio engineer hires, motherfuckers. I don't understand why they can never just get their audio correct. Ever.
Who are there in the distance
See, we just had to skip ahead because it was just going to be bullshit.
speaking through it, and then you see several signs as well. So this is a feed we will continue to follow, especially if things get out of hand. But
That part I do have to agree with, Ryan. I got to agree with that. It is the sound of freedom.
Now, it seems like this demonstration and protest is pretty peaceful, especially if we compare it to other protests we've seen.
Yeah, one day, but JD Vance is going to be the one that gets the actual ticket.
Bright and early here on Live Now, where you see police and officials getting involved. We do see, it looks like officials are actually entering this shot as we continue to watch. Let's see if they fix the audio on this feed.
What, doing this whole thing? Okay, this is garbage. Why do I need to hear that? Okay, cool. Cool. You guys protest out there. Do your thing. We're going to skip ahead as we're going to go ahead and go through a few of these, a handful of these. I'm just skipping through. I'm just showing you guys the headlines. I'm not actually going to play like the entire bit. U.S. Ambassador to Israel Huckabee visits Western Wall in Jerusalem. We're going to go ahead and skip ahead as this was a fairly actually big covered story. Another interesting ordeal that is happening today is Luigi Maggioni, the guy that unalived, that killed the healthcare. I forget what the insurance was actually called. It was called like healthcare something. Nonetheless, the insurance dude. And I guess, and Sean Diddy Combs are both in court today. Totally weird. But let's go ahead and get the story and what is happening regarding this. I do definitely want to get an update on this, as it is a big story. Healthcare CEO, I think is the name of the dude. Like the company, whatever. But we're skipping. Come on.
With the stock and Agnifilo.
What is happening?
Federal courthouse in Lower Manhattan with the very latest details. Briella, good morning.
In Manhattan.
Good morning, Gina. Luigi Mangioni's case has made national headlines. That murder was caught on surveillance video and led to a week-long manhunt, but the 26-year-old maintaining his innocence still to this day. Now, a federal jury returned federal grand jury returning a 4-count indictment against Mangioni, charging him with 2 counts of stalking, firearms offense, and murder through the use of a firearm, which carries the possibility, as you mentioned, of the death penalty. Earlier this month, Attorney General Pam Bondi already made it clear she intended to pursue the death penalty. Mangioni's defense attorney, Karen Friedman Agnifilo, filed a motion last week seeking to preclude it, arguing that Bondi's directive goes against the recommendation of local federal prosecutors, the law, and historical precedent, deeming...
How can the dude claim his innocence when the fucking thing is entirely captured on camera? Like, what's the alibi? Like, what could actually be his alibi?
It a political stunt. Mangioni is charged with stalking United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson and then shooting him to death outside the Hilton in Midtown Manhattan this past December. He was arrested on the run 5 days later in Altoona, Pennsylvania. In addition to the federal indictment, Mangioni is being charged in Pennsylvania and New York, where he faces murder and terrorism charges.
In committing this murder, he crossed state lines. He used an interstate bus line to travel across state lines to commit this murder. It was planned. It was premeditated.
Yeah, no kidding about that, Steve.
Sean Diddy Combs is also
If you're at least going to do it, you know, go up to him, look him in the eyes and do it type shit, you know? If the eyebrows don't fit, you must acquit. I just had to blast everyone's ears for that. Luigi is cooked. He's going to get the full ride. He's getting the full treatment. That's for damn sure. I can guarantee that he will not be getting off by any sort of the means of the word. Only difference between Diddy and the other guy is one used lube. Either way, you're getting yeah, dude. We got Miss Lotus, by the way, over there in Florida. Good to see you. Hopefully you're doing fantastic. We just reported on the FSU shooting that happened, and 2 people unfortunately were killed and 6 were injured over there. So I always strangling to be more personal, Mikey. Yes, I see you. I see you, homie. Good to see you, by the way, Imperious. Always good to see you.
In federal court at 11 o'clock this morning. An evidentiary hearing is scheduled to handle pretrial issues. The judge is expected to address a request by Diddy's lawyers to delay the trial for 2 months. They claim prosecutors have been slow to turn over potential evidence for review, making it difficult to prepare for the trial, which is set
Hola, señor, ¿cómo estás?
for May 5th. And meanwhile, a jury is expected to deliberate later this afternoon in the case of Nadine Menendez. Her husband, former New Jersey Senator Bob Menendez, was found guilty of bribery. He was sentenced to over a decade in prison. Nadine Menendez faces 15 criminal counts in connection to his case. So, Gine, certainly a very busy day here at federal court in Lower Manhattan.
Yeah, no kidding.
Back to you.
Busy day.
Very busy indeed. A lot of high profile.
Yeah, it's definitely. I wonder if any of it's going to be recorded. Because a lot of these cases, man, it's stupid how they do it. They give them like the right that they don't fucking their entire case cannot be displayed, and I don't know the reason behind any of that. Honestly, I have no idea. Some courtrooms will allow the media to come in and live stream it, and other situations they say nope. And it's usually when there's somebody else involved, like a child or something like that. They're trying to protect that aspect. But still, I don't really know the real reason for that. I think every court case should be able to be live streamed. I don't know what is, why not just have it? Every single one of them gets live streamed essentially. And guess what? If there's a high profile case, people are going to tune into that. If it's some idiot that's off the street, yeah, there's probably going to be a fat donut viewership, you know? So it's no cameras in federal court at all. You can't have it in federal court at all, Mark. Why? Why not? What are they hiding? Why wouldn't they just go ahead and do that? I just don't understand. Federal has national security issues with the attorneys and stuff. That makes sense. I understand the aspect of the identities of the attorneys and people that represent, I get that. I actually do. It's not hiding. You do have audio. That's correct. That is very correct. The dumbest thing is poor people blaming wealthy people for their problems. A millionaire or billionaire is not the cause of your problems. Yeah, that is true, dude. Don't get that. Can't have phones either. Yeah, can't even have phones in federal court.
File cases that the viewers are keeping a close eye on. Briella, thank you so much for the detailed breakdown and overview. I hope you have a great weekend.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Taking you back out to downtown there in Manhattan, giving you a live look outside of the Fox television studios on this Good Friday. And speaking of Good Friday, a quick content reminder for you, if you're just now tuning into Live Now from Fox, as we are looking.
I don't care about that. That's cool. That's cool. If you guys want to tune into some Easter services Sunday, well, there it is. All right, we're going to go ahead and skip ahead. U.S. Ambassador to Japan remarks upon arrival to Tokyo. We're going to go ahead and skip that. Today, JD Vance, VP JD Vance, arrives for talks in Italy, Easter at Vatican, which is cool. I believe he does have a speech of some sort. Cool.
Picchetto d'onore dalla Marina Militare, pronti per la rassegna.
Walk the square.
So that wraps the live ceremony we just saw live as Vice President J.D. Vance did arrive for talks in Italy with the Italian Prime Minister there.
Okay, we'll skip ahead to the actual sit down.
Temi dei quali abbiamo discusso nella giornata di ieri, molti temi dei quali discuteremo anche nella giornata di oggi, ma sicuramente Italia e Stati Uniti sono determinati a rafforzare la lotta and we really hope you will enjoy this time.
Fix the fucking audio. Come on, you guys. There's so much money being thrown around and funded with the mainstream media, and you guys got worse audio than a guy that's only funded by you guys in the Breakfast Club. Like, how do I have better audio than all of you fucks? You know what I mean?
And that I'm honored to welcome you here in the in Palazzo Chigi after the wonderful meeting we had yesterday in Washington, in which we've been discussing many topics. Many others we will discuss today, but in any case,
be safe out there, brother KP. Always appreciate it, man.
In any case, Italy and the United States are committed to enhance their strong cooperation. We think Italy can be a reliable and a serious partner.
A lot of the times, I actually think that's exactly why they have these audio fuck ups and issues almost on any big major live stream, is because they don't want you to hear it. And I really do have that conspiracy in my head, you know, and like they're like, well, people know that they'll just click right off if they hear bad audio, you know, and they know that statistic. It's a real statistic.
In Europe, in the Mediterranean area, and so we are proud to have this special relation with U.S. and with this administration.
Great. Well, thank you, Prime Minister Maloney. It's wonderful to see you again. And I hope that's exactly what you said. Of course, she could have called me a jerk and I wouldn't know, but it would be in the most beautiful language imaginable. And so I wouldn't even get offended. But
what's up, Hillbilly Joker? By the way, good morning and happy Friday.
I appreciate our friendship, both between our nations, but also between us personally. And certainly the president sends his best regards to you, but to the people of Italy. I couldn't help as I drove around these streets. We arrived this morning with my wife and our 3 young children. We're looking forward to spending Easter here. But this is a place that was built by people that love.
Man, I haven't seen Brother Kel in a minute. Good to see you, kind sir. Good morning and happy Friday to you as well, man. Good morning.
Humans and love God, and the streets, the buildings, the beautiful landscape and cityscape. I think it really lifts up the human spirit. So we're going to have some good conversations, but I also take some inspiration from being in this beautiful city filled with wonderful people. And so we're grateful to you and, of course, to the people of Rome, the people of Italy for their friendship and also for their warm welcome. We have a couple of important issues to discuss today. I want to update the Prime Minister on some of the negotiations between Russia, Ukraine, and also some of the things that have happened. Even in the past 24 hours, we think we have some interesting things to report on, of course, in private. So these negotiations, I won't prejudge them, but we do feel optimistic.
Yo, I feel optimistic about you guys hitting that like button. Make sure you guys hit that, man. It's free. That's the one thing I ask. I don't ask you guys to send in money. I don't ask you guys to do any of that shit, but I do ask you guys to hit that like button, man. It's that one little extra step that counts, man. Thank you very much.
That we can hopefully bring this war,
Brother Warland, good morning,
to a close. I also, of course, want to talk to the Prime Minister about some of the economic relationships, very important between Italy and the United States. But of course, we're having some big trade negotiations between not just Italy and the United States, but the whole European Union. We talked a great deal about that yesterday with the president, and we'll follow up on those conversations today. But most of all, just thrilled to be in the presence of a dear friend in a beautiful place with great people. So thank you for having me.
Yeah, you should be for me, because obviously it's going to be topless for me. But yeah, I think that's where it ends. Shit.
Thank you very much. Io l'ho capito. No. We're okay. Okay, good. We did it alone.
Well, they're going to cut it off, guaranteed. Let's see. Yep. They're trying to fix it. That's okay. We're gonna move on.
Response to school shootings, and then
okay. So coming up in Orlando, okay, they already had Florida Attorney General to discuss the shooting. I guess that happened an hour ago.
Later this hour,
well, a couple hours ago.
We're going to speak to a mental health counselor about how to talk to your kids about school shootings.
How to talk to them about it.
The University of
I don't need the news media to tell me what I need to tell my kids. That's crazy. Law enforcement responds quickly to FSU mass shooting, of course, and they're labeling it a mass shooting. Damn. Okay, let's see.
We'll make sure that we do everything we can to prosecute.
Well, investigators say the 2 people killed were not students. This morning, we are hearing from parents who anxiously waited to hear from their children. One father we spoke with has 2 children at Florida State. His son was on the opposite side of campus, but his daughter was right near the student union and could hear the gunshots.
The girls with her that she's friends of apparently had turned and looked the other way and saw one of their kids down. We have to evolve to a place.
Yo, good morning, Brother Lee. Good morning to you, kind sir. Hopefully you're not working your ass off like you usually are, man. Hopefully you're relaxing a little bit on your Friday.
Where we prioritize our children over the gun.
The university has canceled classes for today and is providing resources for anyone who needs it. Stephanie?
Amy, that situation in Tallahassee is, of course, leading to so many new conversations about how to talk with our children in the aftermath of a tragedy just like this. For many parents, it can be a big challenge to navigate this topic and, of course, the many emotions that come with it. So join me.
Yeah, realistically, that is the absolute truth. Chairman of the board says, here's what you say to your kids about it. The police isn't here to protect you. Correct. They're not going to be there when it's actively happening. Absolutely. You are not wealthy, so you don't have any more safety than what you provide yourself. Absolute facts, whether people like to admit that or not, it's absolutely true. Yep.
Now is Shantala Boss. She is a licensed mental health counselor joining us this morning, very last minute. Thank you for joining us, Shantala.
Thank you for having me, Stephanie.
So top of mind today, I think, for any parent is that your child may go to school today and hear from a friend that so-and-so's brother was at FSU or whoever it is and say, Mommy or Daddy, what is a shooting and what's going on? How do you respond? What's the right thing to do?
Well, news travels fast for kids. We can't shelter them like we used to be able to.
Hell no. They got Instagram, social media, TikTok, all that bullshit, X. Man, as soon as shit is happening, as it's happening, the world knows about it as it's actively happening.
So really, it's first listening, really hearing out their story,
especially
and
with
where
these
they're
kids
at and what they're experiencing. That's super important. A lot of times we try to put our agenda or kind of what we're thinking into the conversation. So first, let's hear what they have to say. And I think it's really important that kids understand that their feelings and experiences are what we're going to talk about, not
what's up from Bumblebee. Good to see you as well. Good morning.
To talk about. Then we want to ask questions. Ask questions, open-ended questions, not questions that are leading like, are you anxious? Are you upset? Are you worried? But more, how are you feeling? What do you need? And then we're going to provide support. So that's LAP. That's my acronym for today. Provide support based on their specific needs.
That makes it so easy to understand and to remember too, Shantala. The first thing I noticed about you, by the way, is your calming presence. And sometimes
your calming presence. Because you're so calm, it makes all of the school shootings okay. And we can just put our nice little tone on and everything will be okay. Joker MC R up in the building saying good morning, Mike, and everyone. Much love and respect, kind sir. Good to see you as always, man. Always appreciate it.
I think as parents, we don't always take care of ourselves first so we can take care of our children. What should we be doing as, either grandparents or aunts and uncles out there too, any family members, to kind of make sure we're in check before we talk to our kids?
Well, really scanning our body, because oftentimes we're so busy with everything that's going on that we don't really realize the triggers, and I know that word is used often, but the triggers that are affecting our own internal dialogue. So really feeling how we're feeling in our body, what we're thinking. A lot of times we need grounding.
Usually like 300-400 trigger warning.
Exercises with the five senses, like what can we see, what are we feeling, what are we hearing. So really just checking in with ourselves about how we feel about the entire situation before going to our kids, because that's kind of like what I was saying earlier. When we put our agenda or our anxiety onto them, especially with young kids, they're going to respond based on our response.
You know what they're going to respond to is a whole bunch of your emotional damage. Emotional damage. God, bunch of stupid fucks. Stupid. All right. Well, fucking crazy. We got Robert Demita up in here. Good morning to you, kind sir. Good to see you as always, man. Always appreciate you stopping by and hanging out with the Insane Wheels Network, man.
Not
hit that like button, everybody.
Really. So if we're calm,
you know what? Nope. Doing a little halt. Make sure you guys hit that like button, everybody. Sincerely. Helps out the show immensely. And it's free. It's one little extra step. I know. But if you guys can do that, I'd appreciate it. All right.
When we're collected and we provide that support, they're going to be okay.
Something that's been mentioned quite a few times from these FSU students is they said, you know, I hate to say it, but I knew exactly kind of what to do in this scenario because we've been hounding drills at my schools. We've been preparing for shootings to happen. But
it's absolutely dumb shit fucking propaganda.
Mentally prepared when it comes to a situation or a tragedy like this happening? In your experience, do you think these kids are better prepared at all?
Maybe in the aftermath.
Maybe in the aftermath.
A little bit, maybe in the moment. And
Oh my
even
God.
her reaction and the way she kind of said she didn't even know what she was seeing. It's such a shock because it's not like it's anything you've ever seen before. Hopefully not.
Right.
So
We got Brother Straight Jacket up in the beauty. Shout out to my man right there. Appreciate you hanging out with us this Friday morning.
For these things, truly.
We are never prepared, but you're at least giving us a groundwork to kind of go into that Easter weekend as we're dealing with so many questions. So Shantala, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
We're going to get back to Amy at the desk now.
All right. Thank you, ladies. The state attorney general in Florida is looking into the video game Roblox. It's very popular, especially among kids, and there is concern.
Oh my goodness. Yes, it has been known that even terrorist organizations have used Roblox to communicate.
The millions of kids who play it.
All right, so our content partners over at Fox 35, they are transitioning to another story, but we do want to stay on this top headline of this Friday morning. Take a look at your
Yo,
screen.
my bad. Robert Demita sent in a 5 spot, and I'm super late to the game. I'm super sorry about that. I'm trying to catch up right now. He says, thanks for the stream, buddy. No, thank you for hanging out with us, man. I'm seriously honored to be able to have you guys hang out with me because like I've always said, man, I'm super lucky by this, for real. Like, to be able to have you guys in here, like, I get to do this. I don't have to do this. I wake up and I get to fucking do this every day, man. And it's a humongous honor to be able to do what I do. So thank you for hanging out and contributing and being a part of it, man. It's a big thing for me, man. Appreciate it.
This is the very latest from the FBI deputy director. He put this out on X saying, quote, I was in my headquarter office last night after returning from our LA and Phoenix field offices, getting a briefing on the tragedy at FSU. I also requested an update from our team on the disgusting spate of dangerous swatting incidents. I requested an early briefing this morning at HQ. So we are keeping a close eye on that. We also have another live look out in Tallahassee, Florida.
GEG, my man right there. Good morning to you.
As we continue to get the latest developments, again, if you're just now tuning in, we do know there will be a vigil held at the university later this evening. No word yet on an updated press conference, but of course, if that happens, you will get it in full.
Be safe out there, brother Steve. Always appreciate you hanging out with us
Here
as
on
well,
Live
man.
Now from Fox. Let's step aside for a quick 2-minute commercial break.
Nope, that covered it all this beautiful, fantastic morning. Now what we've got to do is we've got to find someone to raid. That's what we're going to do right this second. But sincerely, I can't thank you guys enough for hanging out with us on this beautiful Friday morning. And listen, man, I'm always very appreciative of you guys and your guys' engagement, hanging out with us, whether you guys are just watching or you guys are, engaging, all of it, man. I appreciate all of it. So listen, man, we've got a couple of places we can send you guys off to. And there's always but we'll just send you to something crazy. Hang around because we're going to be sending you guys over to Chaotic Truth CT, my man. So listen, man, thank you all so much for coming in and hanging out with us. Make sure you guys hit that like button on the way out. It doesn't matter if you guys did it in the very beginning, in the very end, or in the middle. As long as you guys did it, man, I'm very honored by that. I very much appreciate that. Side note, follow my Instagram right here at BallValveTV, where I post everything behind the scenes of not only my lifestyle, but of the show, as well as Millennial Food Time. This is a fantastic way to get a hold of me one-on-one. Listen, we have a huge Discord now. All the Breakfast Club is in there. I would say the majority, 95%. And we're trying to pump those numbers up, man. So always appreciate you guys. Much love and respect to everybody until tomorrow. Well, tomorrow morning is members only. So we'll see you guys for members only tomorrow. Then I have Sunday off. As always, I have one day off Sunday. Of course, it's God's day. And then Monday morning, we're back for more of the world's madness, as you guys already know. Much love, honor, respect, everyone, and God bless.
From the depths of darkness, a voice emerges, a host with a fire burning in his soul. With a heart, steel, and a spirit unbroken. rises, a force to be reckoned with. Fueled by the power that only metal can bestow. He takes his stand, refusing to submit. Insane wheels hear his battle cry. Metal and mayhem will never die. Rituals report he paves his way. More legend in the making, day by day.
Thank you, Tiffany and Lee Lance, for the $2 freaking dono on the Venmo, man. Thank you, guys.